So today we're going to talk about fungi. Fungi is any member of the group of eukaryotic organisms that includes microorganisms such as yeast, mold, as well as mushrooms. In this chapter, we have 5 different types of phylum that is under fungi. The phylum consists of Chytridiomycota, Zygomycota, Glomeromycota, Asomycota, and lastly Basidiomycota. Fungi have different lifestyles which are divided into 4 that are mutualists, symbionts, decomposers, and parasites. The other categories under fungi is about the life cycle that are sexual and asexual. In order to differentiate between the different types of fungi, we can classify them into phylum, example, life cycle, special features, and lastly, the lifestyle. So the first type of fungi under phylum is Glomeromycota, and its example is arbuscular mycorrhizae. It undergoes a sexual life cycle and mutualist lifestyle. It does not have special features. So we're going to focus on the life cycle. Glomeromycota undergo a sexual life cycle where it starts from the spore and undergo germination, forming mycelium. Then the mycelium undergo sexual union, followed by sexual fruiting, where mushroom grows from it. And then the cycle goes on, starting from the spore bag.
So the next phylum is Chytridiomycota. Example of this phylum is Allomyces. Its life cycle is sexual reproduction, and the lifestyle is decomposer and parasite. Special features of this phylum is flagellated gamete or zoospore. So now we focus on life cycle and special features. Allomyces will undergo sexual reproduction. Matured gametasium, which consists of male gametasium and female gametasium. Male gametasium will produce male gamete, while female gametasium will produce female gamete. Both gametes are haploid. Both gametes will fertilize and form one end plus one end and form zygote in diploid. Zygote will germinate into young sporophyte in diploid. Young sporophyte will continue its cycle until the last cycle, which completing sexual reproduction cycle consists of zoosporangium and resistant sporangium. Resistant sporangium will undergo meiosis and form meiospores in haploid. Meiospore will continue to form gametophyte until it matured and become gametasium. Next, we continue with special features. The gamete is flagellated, which helps the gamete to move. As you can see, this is the structure of the flagellated gamete that contains the flagellated tail that helps the gamete to move.
So the next phylum is Zygomycota. The example of Zygomycota is the Rhizopus stolonifer. The life cycle for this phylum is asexual and sexual. The special features of this phylum is hyphae choanocytic, and the lifestyle is parasites, symbionts, and also decomposer. So we are now going to focus at life cycle and also special feature. So this is the life cycle for this phylum. So we're going to focus at sexual first. Although rhizophus does not have two distinct sexes, it does have two distinct mating types, which is positive and negative. Gametangia fuse and the nuclei inside pair up the parents of the nuclei eventually fuse as well, and the entire multi-nucleate structure becomes a zygosporangium. Sporangium develops a thick through wall and it will undergo meiosis and a sporangium sprouts. The gamete and diploid zygote is formed, which give rise to the next generation. So the next is asexual. The rhizophus that grow on braid are capsule called sporangia that produce through asexual reproduction. The hyphae penetrate the braid and absorb nutrient during the asexual reproduction. Sporangia break open and they are haploid spore disseminates. Spore travel by air to other location on the suitable food, and the form of gamete is formed and diploid zygote. So the special features of this phylum is hyphae sonicety.
Okay, so the next phylum of fungi is Asomycota. The example of this phylum is Asomycete, or the popular one is truffle. The life cycle of this phylum is asexual and sexual. The lifestyle of this phylum is symbionts, parasite, and decomposer. The special features is special hyphae or conidiophore.
Okay, so now let's focus on life cycle and special features.
Okay, this is the life cycle of Asomycota. So we start with the life cycle of asexual reproduction. Asexual start with the mycelia. Mycelia, which is the mycelium, contain conidiophore. Conidiophore is a special hyphae that contain haploid spore, conidia. It will undergo dispersion, will disperse the spore and produce conidia mating type negative. So, enter the sexual reproduction, the mycelia act as mating type positive. It will fuse with the mating type negative and undergo plasmogamy, which produce eukaryotic hyphae or ascus.
The eukaryotic hyphae will undergo karyogamy, which then produce diploid nucleus or zygote. Then, diploid nucleus will undergo meiosis to form 4 haploid nuclei. Then, it will form 8 ascospore. What difference between 8 ascospore and conidiophore is 8 ascophore has different genetic, while conidiophore has same genetic. 8 ascophore will turn into ascocap and will undergo dispersion, will germinate, become a hyphae.
Okay, so next, the special features of this phylum is it has special hyphae named conidiophore. Conidiophore is the mycelium which contain the haploid spore conidia, which then disperse turn into the negative mating type.
So the last phylum will be Basidiomycota, which the example of this phylum is Basidiomycetes, which have the life cycle of sexual reproduction, and the lifestyle is decomposers, which also have the special features of thin plates or gills. Now we'll focus on its life cycle and its special features. So now I will show you about its life cycle, which is sexual reproduction. 2 mycelial hyphae from different mating type, which is mating type of negative and mating type positive, will grow towards each other and undergo plasmogamy. So it will fuse into dikaryotic hyphae and grows and it becomes dikaryotic mycelium, which produce a fruiting body, the basidiocarp, which the basidiocarp is topped by a cap and has gills underneath. Gills are lined with dikaryotic cells, basidia. The basidia undergo fertilization, produce diploid cell, which basidium then undergoes process karyogamy, which each basidium produce diploid nucleus to nucleofusion. Then the basidium undergo meiosis, which produce 4 haploid nuclei, each develop into basidospores. So this is the 4 haploid nuclei, and this is the basidium under microscope. So continue to the basidospores will be dispersed by wind and form haplomycelia, will continue the life cycle. And its special features, which is thin plates or gills, which located underneath the top cap there.